take these tomatoes, okay? And they're so pretty. And I hope you guys can see them. Hope you guys can see them from where I'm standing. Let's see if you guys can't see this right here. I'll put them in my hands. I'll put them in my hands so you can see them, okay? But we are going to put these in skillet. We're going to cook them up. And just saute them, really. Just really a light saute. And then we're going to serve them with avocados, okay? Now, I always think about what it is I'm going to say when I come here. But, this is what I have to say about avocados, guys. If you know somebody with an avocado tree, run, don't walk, and then call me. Okay? In that order, right? Run, don't walk, and then call me. So, because they're such it's a superfood. It's considered a superfood. So you really want to eat it in its best condition. Okay? So, we're going to put a little olive oil on here. We're going to put some nice pepper and salt. Because we want to be basic. Okay? Okay? Now, being a personal chef, I'm not always one to have a lot of spices around me, so I am always using Kinsey spices. I'm sorry, I'm going to give them a plug today, right? But they are awesome, awesome, awesome spice people. You can find them online, Kinsey's. I always love to give them a plug. We're going to do business one day. But anyhow, but I just really like for us to, when we're in the kitchen, is to think simple, okay? Because when we're in the garden and we're plucking and we're, harvesting our vegetables, we don't need to do a lot of things to it. We just don't. We don't need to do a lot of things to vegetables, right? Before time, we didn't have heat, okay? We didn't have heat. We didn't have seasons, okay? So this is what we want to do. We want to make sure that we don't have to overdo things. Because we are what we eat. So if we're going to our garden and we're picking something off the ground and we're cooking it, that's as close to nature as it can get, okay? So we really want to just keep it simple. They say that, but keep it simple. I love vegan food. And believe it or not, this is vegan. Thank you so much. Here. This is how our little tomatoes are coming along. And again, green tomatoes are just as good as red tomatoes, okay? Green tomatoes are just as good, okay? Now, if you like to, yes, you can put some cornmeal on them and some salt and pepper and fry it like grease. You can always fry them. But let's take a healthy approach, okay? So we just toss these real good in some oil, fry them, Okay. Just a little bit. So what I've done here, is I've made some toast ahead of time. Okay. Some nice, beautiful baguettes sliced on the diagonal. Okay. Now, avocados. They're superfoods. What can I tell you about avocados that we don't already know? But my goodness, it's good for your heart, good for osteoporosis, lowers the risk of depression. I mean, avocados really, if we had an avocado a day, we would be a lot better. Just like having an apple a day is really a good thing to have. Avocados are just necessary for our diet. So like I said, if you know somebody with an avocado tree, run, don't walk, and then call them. Okay? But they're also, and avocados are good with, boost fertility. It's good for your hair, it's good for your body. And they also help to prevent cancer. Okay? So I love avocados. All right? So this is what we're going to do with our fried green tomatoes. We are going to smear some avocado. All we did was smash this, salt and pepper. Okay? So, again, I'm one of those kind of folks that like to eat simple. Simple is delicious. You really don't need a whole lot of stuff on it. You really don't. Okay? So, fried green tomatoes. Put them on here. Okay, now this is a nice breakfast. It's a nice lunch. It's a nice snack. You can't go wrong with vegetables. Okay, a little bit of red onion. Color is so important. Color is so important. Okay, so here we have our fried green tomatoes, smashed avocados on baguettes. Okay, it's really simple food, really tasty, really healthy. Okay, awesome. Okay, sit that right there. All right, so our next vegetable that we're going to talk about is the squash. I picked this out the garden over on 104th in Vermont, Little Green Acres. Really wonderful garden. If you're in Los Angeles on a Tuesday, please, check with us and come so we can harvest some of the vegetables because it's an awesome place. Again, I cannot emphasize how much important it is for us to have a garden. Okay, so with these squash, I'm going to cut them up, and we're going to put our little tomatoes on the side. Okay. So we're going to cut these up, and we're going to saute them. Doesn't take much, and squash, believe it or not, it is watermelon's cousin. Okay, they're all water vegetables. They all come from water. Okay, so it's not a complex food. Okay, so we're going to saute these with some onions and some bell pepper. And I have some snap peas here, okay? Because we want to make this Asian inspired. Okay? And Asian inspired is really just what spices that you're using, okay? Because if you have salt and pepper, that's always your basics. But if you have some sort of Asian seasoning, like I have this seasoning here, now listen, we have galangal, we have lemongrass, cayenne, cilantro. So these are more of the Asian persuasion spices, okay? So we're going to use this with our vegetables because this is Asian inspired. We're going to cut up this, okay? And we're going to put some red bell pepper. Remember, color is important. You never have enough color. Never have enough color, okay? Red onion. Not a white onion person. I'm a red onion person, okay? Red onion person. Okay. And what I did earlier was I sauteed some chicken. Okay. Sauteed some chicken. We're going to serve this over rice. Okay. So that was our zucchini. We're going to use our squash. They're so pretty. So fresh. Okay. Oil. Okay. So when I cook, I usually have a recipe, and recipes are templates. Always remember that. If you're in the kitchen and you don't have a recipe and you have an idea of what you want to make, I find that it's just good to go with how you feel as opposed to just following a recipe, because sometimes the recipe isn't always right. When you get into the recipe and you're cooking and you say, well, wait a minute, this needs some water, or this needs some oil, or this needs something more than what it has. Then you go, well, gosh, this recipe is right, and you're not necessarily disappointed, but you wanted to follow the recipe. So I want us to be able to come into the kitchen and be comfortable with what it is that we're doing. Okay? Okay, so I need to speak up just a touch more, and so I can Be heard. Is this better? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Just a little technical difficulty there. Thank you so much. You know, when you're live, everything goes. Okay? We're stirring this up. And you know, I'm just looking at this, and it would help if we just put a hair of water in it, just a little bit. Okay? Just a little bit. Now, interesting enough, when you are cooking vegetables from your garden, they're a little more solid than what you find in the store. You know, I find when I go and I buy my kale or my collard greens, they're definitely different from when I'm going in the garden. They're not as solid, if that's the correct word. It seems like they're missing something. So I enjoy, again, that's one of the things from gardening that you notice is that when you go to the grocery store and you buy your produce and then you compare it to the produce that's on your, that's from your garden, it looks a little different. Okay? So, and that's a good thing because you know your soil, you know what you're putting on it. So, and again, we don't know what it is that, what kind of soil or what kind of nutrients were in the soil that was grown from the produce person. Okay, so I'm gonna put this chicken in here, make it real fun. You can never have enough vegetables. Okay. All righty. Looking really good here. Okay. So we have this here. So we're just going to put a little bit of sesame oil because again, we're still in the Asian persuasion of vegetables because we just a little sesame oil. The sesame oil, it's not really something that you're going to cook in, it's something that you flavor. Okay? And again, that comes from having a good pantry, your olive oil, your corn oils, your vegetable oils. Sesame oil is one you should have on your shelf because you never know where you smell. So it smells wonderful, gosh. So you never know when, you may want to make something Asian. Okay? So if you have it, you won't run to the store. You'll have it in your, in your pantry, and you'll feel comfortable about having it. And you'll be confident when you're cooking. Okay? Because when you have everything in your kitchen, and you can just pull it out and you can work with it, makes you want to chef and try. Okay, so but it really, really helps. I cannot emphasize how much it is to have a stock pantry, and it's something you have to work on. All this is work. Cooking is a joy. Cooking is something that we all should be doing because we're nourishing ourselves, but at the same time, it's relaxing. In the end, you have a finished product. And again, you're nurturing somebody. You are definitely providing something. Okay? So, and that's one of the reasons why I like cooking so much. Because you're doing a lot for your person. Okay? So, I have some rice right here. And we're going to serve this up. Okay. Now, this didn't take a long time. It didn't take a long time. So I have some basmati rice here. And again, brown basmati rice. I like a lot of color in my food, okay? And, okay, one reason why I like basmati rice, and I'm going to say this, okay? When I go to the grocery store and I see it in 25-pound bags, and I see that this is what the Middle Easterns eat as a diet, I can eat that. I can eat that because I see their diet is pretty good. They're pretty slender. So, I definitely take from different cultures, the different foods that are that are available to us. Okay, so here we have squash, and bell peppers, and carrots over rice. Wow, how's that? That's wonderful. Okay, and again, it helps when you have a stock pantry, and it really helps when you're growing your vegetables. Okay, now that we have avocado toast, we've got chicken with vegetables. So let's move on to broccoli. Okay, now broccoli is interesting. Okay, and what I learned doing my research is that it's cabbage's cousin. So when I talk about healthy eating and I talk about eating greens every single day, broccoli is in that category. So if we're eating greens every single day, and we always remember green in any type of vegetable is chlorophyll, and chlorophyll is oxygen. So when you are eating green vegetables, you are oxygenating your body. Okay, and that is the best thing you can do. Okay, so as far as broccoli is concerned, I mean, this is over the top what they're doing, what broccoli can do. It's packed with nutrients, A and C, so it's really good for your immune system. And, I'm an immune system champion. Okay, I really, really, even in this time and age of what we're talking about, what's going on with us in COVID and everything, your immune system is so important. So if I know that there's vegetables that are going to boost your immune system, I'm going to make sure I eat them at least every day or at least 2 or 3 times a week. Okay, so we know that broccoli is good for your immune system, prevents heart disease, it will regulate your blood pressure, it will promote weight loss. It just does everything for you. Okay, great antioxidants. It's good for your gut health. And it's good for your mental health as well. Get out of it. Okay? So we are going to cut up this broccoli and we are going to make beef broccoli. Okay? I really enjoy this vegetable. I really don't understand why some people don't like it, but it's always a choice. It's always something that we can learn to like. I didn't like broccoli too much when I was a kid, but I learned to like it once I found out how healthy it was. Okay, so we're going to another pan here. Okay, and we are going to put a little bit of oil and have some onion. Usually when I cook, I'm cooking with onions and garlic. That's just what I do. Onions and garlic are the best things to start with when you're cooking. It already brings in the flavor, and it already got your vegetables going. Okay? We've got onions, garlic, broccoli, a bell pepper. That's the basics. It's basics. You can start. If you're going to cook something, you should start with those 3. Okay? All right. Hopefully I'm talking loud enough. I really, really enjoy cooking vegetables. Really more than I like cooking proteins myself because they're quick. We know about it. We understand that it makes its own sugar. This what any vegetable does. Any vegetable, anything that you're cooking is going to make its own sugar. And when you see that browning, just like you see on the chicken and on the vegetables, that's something that's called the Maillard reaction. Okay? And now that's the natural sugar in the vegetable or meat or whatever it is that you're cooking. When it's browning, that is the natural sugar that's in the food that is coming out. So always remember that when we see a browning. Okay, so we have onions, bell pepper. Okay. Okay. Now, when I researched this recipe, it said, okay, so just put onions and bell pepper, and then add the broccoli. And I'm like, it needs something. So it left out water. Okay, so I would say that even some of your best recipes you have to really go through, because if you were cooking this and it said, oh, okay, I'm going to cook the broccoli until it gets such and such, but it needs something. Okay, so just water would not hurt. Okay, just a little bit of water. Okay. Okay. So we're going to cook this up at least until this gets a little soft, until the broccoli gets a little soft. Put this up here like this. Now, again, I love color. This is so colorful. We have green and red and the yellow in the broccoli. It's just gorgeous. Color is so important. When you have lots of color, it's going to be healthy. So we're going to keep this going. So while we are talking, our special guest showed up. Yay! So we are introducing Regina White.
Hello.
With Omni Alliance. She's going to come in and talk to us about broccoli. Good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. So Miss Regina is here, and one of the reasons that I featured broccoli because it was something that she ate a lot, and I just wanted to feature that and have her come and talk. Okay, so I'm gonna let you talk a little bit, and I'm gonna run over to the thing for. Thank you so much. So just stand right here. You'll be definitely in the zone where the cameras are. Okay. And you got to talk up. Okay. You got to talk up. So wait a minute, I can give you my mic. Woo-hoo. Hopefully this is a good thing. I'm give you my mic. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. I love live TV people. There we go. But you know what? I appreciate you all for this, okay? So thank you so much. Regina's going to talk to you a little bit. I'm going to put it on there. Thank you so much. We're going to put that down. Put this to your thing.
Oh, this
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. There you go.
Just hide it.
Hide it. Put there. Okay. There we go. Now put it on the back. Okay. Okay, Miss Regina, go for it.
Yeah, okay. Well, the reason why I mentioned, mostly partly all of my life I had struggles with bleeding disorder. And while I was experiencing homelessness, I was told about broccoli. I would be very weak and abnormal bleeding. And I was told about broccoli. And broccoli was the one thing that while I was out there homeless, I would eat broccoli twice a day, and it would give me energy like never before. Because when you're ill like that, as I was, I had endometriosis. You're very sick, and you can barely have enough strength or to do anything. But broccoli, it really did well. I would tell the Chinese lady there at the China buffet to put lots of broccoli, less on the beef. So that's why I told Chef Cheryl that if she's gonna make something that's good, that's fortifying, and that's healthy, broccoli is a good start. Good start.
Speak up.
I have to speak up. So, but it does look delicious. I think it might be better than my little Chinese restaurant, but I know
It's okay.
because we don't really do other people's food. We do Chef Cheryl food here. Also, to my family, we do make sure that we do 3 greens a week, and you can tell in the energy that you have. I mean, as opposed to taking vitamins and taking all these over-the-counter things, your vegetables, your fruit, they have vitamins, minerals that would suffice. Supplement. A supplement, I guess what supplement is, it's what could be if it was healthier for you. So I couldn't wait to get over here so I can have a little bit of Chef Cheryl's beef broccoli.
Okay, we're gonna talk about business.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's talk about Omni. It's Omni Community Alliance. We are a nonprofit who features taking care of and ending homelessness. Solutions, no. Resolution. In 2001, I became homeless with my two preteen kids, and we lived on the streets. We traveled in mental illness, and as we traveled, and when I got back to Long Beach, I went into Village it's MHLA, but Village ISA. And there is where I met my mentor, Cherokee Morrison, a Vietnam vet. And he came home from Vietnam at an early age, was early release. He was honorably released because he was a recoverer. But when he got back, he was so mixed up, and he had schizophrenia. And I said he said 4 years, he lived in the riverbed. So you know about the riverbed, right? I'm quite sure you guys see it on TV. Okay. Well, the riverbed is where the homeless people live in Long Beach, and also too all over. Anywhere that you see the LA River run, that's you're bound to find homeless people there. And so he lived on the river for 4 or 5 years until he got tired of drinking, and then he went and he got into a transitional home with Miss Pearline in Long Beach, and then he got a job at MHA and became a caseworker, and that's how I met Cherokee. And then when I met him, he made me his personal assistant. And so I saw all the agencies that we went through, the ones that he took us through. He commanded for people to help you. But when you would go on those agencies by yourself, they just tell you to take a number down. So I saw the flaws. I saw how they didn't represent the people who were successful. When I got to MHLA, I went back to college. I had 3.66, taking all their courses in human services, and I did well. They early graduated me and told me I didn't need any help. And so I said, you know what? I don't think anyone who suffers from mental illness should just be let loose. And so I said, there's other ways that we can do this. We shouldn't see a reflux of the same people getting homeless help assistance. If we give you housing, we want to make sure that you keep it. And yeah, so like motion it to me, and we want to make sure you keep it. So what I did was I took all the flaws and all the agencies. I won't say any names. Like I'm be like my CEO. No, I won't say any names. I took all of their flaws and I created Omni in 2015, and here we are. And we're starting with transitional youth, college students. It is a hot here. College students and young people and veterans, people who just had a hard luck, had lost a job, lost a life, came home from the war, nowhere to start, and even reentry. For people who are going to be released for those minor convictions, we want to help them too. But we're starting with our transitional youth and our college students, and it's something that I love to do. I found that when I was out there on the streets and I was helping the homeless, it was therapeutic for me. And then I started learning about my disorder because I didn't believe I had a disorder. I didn't believe that I had to take a pill to wake up, pill to wake up. So I fought it for 3.5 years. Medicines and things like that are not for everybody, but each person has their own individual needs, and that's how we should address it. The flip side of human services, and that's why I'm glad I changed from psychology to human services, because psychology is more of the experimental basis. They go by groups and large numbers, and so human services is one-on-one. And when you're out there on the streets, you need someone to understand your problem and not look at your problem as everybody else's problem. So that's what I did. I said I can take the little bit I did learn from them, some of their things were good, and just revamp it, and it helped my community. It's delicious. Yeah, I'm kind of hungry. I made sure I was hungry. But yes, so yeah, this is nice. I get my first time into your kitchen, and it is so delicious. What would you suggest? Broccoli, I said you,
Yes.
and it did work.
Yes.
And like the 3 grains. What would you suggest for like other?
One of the things that I have found in working for my clients in broccoli is that it's a very versatile vegetable. What I started doing were broccoli fritters, where I would take the broccoli and steam it, and then I would put it together almost like a croquet. Almost like a croquet. So you put your breadcrumbs and your egg and everything. And fry it up, and then with some cheese. So it was really good. It's something good I think the children would like. That was one of the things that I thought about doing today, but it didn't get done. But that's okay.
Well, my daughter really did.
Thank you.
Every outdoor, she was so unique.
Thank
But
you.
it was a taste that I tasted. My daughter was really, she was really impressed.
So this is beef broccoli, okay? And we use ginger in our sauce. And of course, I'm unconventional. When I cook, I always use my spices. I never follow, just what somebody says. I never do that. I always, I'm a rogue. I always do what I do. Okay, but excuse me.
My daughter mentioned that. She said it's different.
But yes, I do.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't bring my sesame seeds with me. But this is how beef broccoli is, and this is our squash from the garden.
Oh yeah.
So we're just really, really excited about having this, and I hope you guys like it. And please, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat, or definitely email me. And if you have any questions, but thank you so much, Regina. Thank you. And what we have right now is we have another. Get that mic from you.
Okay.
We have another chamber member here that came in. We're just so happy that she came to see us, and that's Sharonda. Hey, Sharonda. Let's go through. Now, Sharonda, please tell me your business name again.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this on you. Okay, wait a minute. You're only gonna be here 2 minutes. So please tell us who you are and your business, please.
Okay, my name is Sharonda. I'm the owner of, I get the mic.
Let me go. Just talk loud.
Okay. Sorry. Well, my name is Sharonda. I'm with the Beauty Residential Home Care for bipolar depression. And what I do is I'm the co-owner of the organization, and I'm with the chambers. And the chambers help me a lot with networking and collaborate with everyone to get more support. So I'm glad to be on the team, and I'm on the Hope Financial team. And I'm just letting you know, I am the new owner of the business. So
Congratulations.
thank you.
It's an awesome
And
thing.
thank you for inviting me too.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
This is an awesome thing. Our motto with our chamber is helping other people every day. And as you can see, as an example of me being a chef and Miss Sharonda taking care of the people that need the help, and Regina having gone through what she's gone through and still helping people. This is our motto of helping other people every day. So we have you on all corners in our Chamber of Commerce. So we would really, really, invite you to come and see about our Chamber of Commerce. We're really doing awesome, awesome things, So if I want to take 1 minute, please, and have Miss Arnetta Mack. No, she doesn't want to come up. Okay. Well, you know what? I will do this. We have just come out with a destination guide, ladies. Let me show. Oh, everybody left. That's fine. That is okay. That is okay. This is our destination guide that we just published. It is amazing. If I don't say that loud enough, let me say it again. It is amazing. Okay. And the people behind it are just awesome. And let me tell you, from page 1, you know that it's the bomb. Okay. Now we were featured in the Los Angeles Sentinel. We are, hey people.
Okay.
The first page.
What
Okay.
page?
Let me get not my page, but the second page. Okay. So this is our baby. This talks about all the wonderful businesses that we have in South LA that were somehow left out. But again, we were featured in the Sentinel, we were featured in the Los Angeles Wave. We had a wonderful launch last Saturday where we brought this to the world. We're going to bring it to the world and everyone, because South Los Angeles is where it happened. I don't know what anybody else is talking about. We are in the beautiful area of Willowbrook, California, and I have just to say this because, you know, it's my show, okay? I grew up in this area, okay? And so I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud to serve my community. I'm very proud to be here and work with other people that are like-minded. So we have beef broccoli, we have Oriental vegetables with chicken. We also have our avocados and fried green tomatoes. So, you know, this is a nice variation of what you can do with the vegetables that come out of your garden. So I would invite you to be creative. You know, I kind of went the Asian route because, you know, this was something that Regina said that she liked. But, you know, this doesn't necessarily have to be Asian. We can take all this stuff and just use salt and pepper and the seasonings that you're used to. Hopefully you're not using salt, okay? But you're using a no salt seasoning, okay? Now, again, I'm going to sit back and plug these people because they have no salt seasonings, okay? And then you can use your own Himalayan pink salt for your own seasoning. But it's healthy. And again, everyone that's here is going to eat. I'm looking at a whole audience of people and they're just hungry, okay? But I'm just here to tell you that vegetables, when you cook well, you know, and the food is good and your intention is good, okay? Intention is everything. When you have good intention in what you do, and look, let me bring this back around. The LA South Chamber of Commerce has good intentions, okay? Our Hope Foundation, we have great intentions, you know? So, you know, we're putting our mark on the world, and I'm doing it here with food. And we're doing it here with, you know, helping other people every day, all the different webinars that we have. You really can't go wrong with everything that we have here. So I hope you have learned something from here. If anything, you know that broccoli is the bomb and the avocados are great. We should eat them every day. They are both superfoods, okay? So if we can have color like this every day on our plate, we will live a good life, okay? I just have to say this because most people that don't eat vegetables, and you know, it's kind of like a habit of them, you can kind of see it on them. You can see in their skin that they're not taking care of themselves. So me as a personal chef, and I work very closely with people, I can see when they're not eating well. So that's when I try to encourage them. Eat your greens every day. You know, have some vegetables. Eat an apple. You know, we're in Southern California. Get some guacamole, okay? But we should be eating something green every single day because that definitely adds to our body. You know, I'm not going to say we weren't made to eat meat, but that somehow got incorporated in our diet. So if we can just taper back everything in moderation, if we just remember everything that's in moderation, we will have a good, healthy life. So my name is Chef Cheryl Tate. I am with Chef Cheryl, and I am with the LA South Chamber of Commerce, Hope Foundation. Helping other people every day is what we do, and I'm having fun, okay? So I really appreciate you being here. It has been my honor and privilege to serve you here. And please, come back and see us next month. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
We're off. We're off.
And you can't shop.